everybody. Today we're going to talk about biology. So my course is Introduction to Biology and I am Yeong Park. This course is consisted of, including the introduction video, there's going to be 9 videos and there's going to be 8 worksheets and external reading sources. So let's get right into my introduction. So my course is just like the title, is about biology, the basic concepts and what you have to know about biology. This course will explore the smallest unit of life, cells to organs, and even about society. After this course, you will be able to understand and explain basic biology concepts specifically for human biology. So as you can see, there's a planned timeline and this introduction video is going to take this place. So it's going to have like a delay, but still this brief content is already finalized. It's going to be uploaded just like how it's planned. So first of all, we're going to cover human cells and organelles. So as you probably know, cells are the basic units of life, and in these 2 parts, we're going to talk about the definition of cells, what cells do for organisms, and how important cells are for humans. So as you probably noticed, this course will focus on humans in general, human cells, human organs, as you can see. So we're going to talk about organelles as well. And there are multiple organelles, and organelles cannot exactly be counted due to their nature of them. There are lots of them, and you can't really define an organelle because it's a very vague line that you can't really define. So there are many organelles, but we're only going to talk about the important ones because if we count everything, there's going to be thousands of them, and you can't really say what is an organelle and what isn't. Anyway, the definition of organelles, how these chosen specific organelles work, and why they are important in the function of cells will be explored. So we're going to explore about the nucleus, mitochondria, cell membrane, and ribosome. Let's go over them let's briefly go over them. So the nucleus, it stores genetic material, for example, the DNA. It handles main cellular processes such as metabolism and cell division. It is protected with a double layer called nuclear envelope so it can stay safe. The nucleus is important for the cell because it holds vital information for cell division. It's like a headquarters for the cell. And the mitochondria is called the mitochondrion in singular form. It's needed to create energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate. How it can do this will be explained further in this video, like in the first video, and the mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. And then in the second part, we're going to talk about the cell membrane and the ribosome. The cell membrane, to briefly explain, it protects the cell from external dangers and is selectively permeable. What it does and how it can be selectively permeable, I will explain it in the second video. And then lastly, we're going to talk about the ribosome. So the ribosome helps duplicate DNA, and multiple of them exist in a single cell. So we're going to talk about how many there are, how they can do their job, and basic steps, how they do this. It'll all be explained in the second video. And then we're going to go over to energy. Energy is going to consist of 3 parts: photosynthesis, cellular respiration, and the digestive system. So in the first video, we're going to talk about photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is done by plants, and they can convert sunlight to energy with this. And in the third video, we're going to talk about how, why, when photosynthesis is used. And then in the second part, we're going to talk about cellular respiration, and we're going to focus on plants and humans in this video. So cellular respiration, to go over briefly, is organisms combining oxygen and food together to get energy. So it's used in both plants and humans, as I said. And same with photosynthesis. We're going to talk about how, why it's used, those basic concepts about cellular respiration. And then lastly, we're going over the digestive system. You might be wondering, how's the digestive system related to energy? Well, it's related because the digestive system is needed for us humans and other animals and to break down food and obtain energy from it. So we're going to talk about what organs exist within the digestive system and how it works will be explained. And then we're going to go over about organs, anatomy. So the first part of this video is going to be the excretory system. The excretory system is kind of like a filter for us, especially in humans. It's needed for filtering waste and dangerous things that might exist in our body. For example, the kidney and liver are parts of the excretory system. When you excrete maybe urine or feces, you have to get it out of your body. The reason why those excretions are smelly is because, well, they contain stuff that might be bad if they pile up inside your body, so they kind of let them out in a sense. So we're going to talk about what the kidney and liver do and how they exactly filter out these harmful substances from our body. And then in the second part of organs, we're going to talk about the circulatory system, which is also known as the cardiovascular system. It's needed for delivering oxygen and nutrients throughout the body, giving the cells the oxygens they need. And we're going to talk about the heart and blood vessels, which are the main parts of the circulatory system, and how they do these things. They'll be explained in detail. Lastly, we're going to talk about gender. You might be wondering, what? Again, how is organs and gender related? It's related because there are some organs that secrete hormones, and hormones are a part of what defines your gender. While it cannot completely be something that completely defines your gender, like if you have more testosterone, you're a man. That doesn't completely make sense because there are many things that define a gender. So we're going to relate how hormones and gender are related, and we're going to talk about how gender is a social construct. How people may think that gender is just a topic of debate among politicians, like those noisy social media people talking about all those weird things. But it's very closely related to our life and especially biology due to the nature of gender. And I have to say this, pronouns, you may be thinking, pronouns, he, she, but it's kind of weird. Why are people using they, them? Why are people using she, they? It's weird. You may be thinking that. I understand. But you have to know that pronouns are not just weird things. They've existed ever since forever, and they're real expressions of people that want to live how they are. So I'm going to tell you why it's a bad idea to harass and discriminate people just based on how they choose to express themselves. And we're going to try relating that to biology and how not everything is always in the binary, but it's just a thing of humans. It exists. People exist. Gender exists. It's not a complicated problem if you think about it related to biology. So that's a wrap up, and we're going to go all over this. So maybe try to tune in if you can, and let's see how this plan goes. I'm very excited to start talking about biology and all those worksheets that I'll be making and the number of videos. I'm very excited to explore biology with you, and I hope you enjoy your time here as well. Let's have fun together and learn biology. Thank you.